Hi guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102, the game that is in over 20 years old and still breaking relationships. So today's video is going to be a real quick one. You can probably gather it by the title. So I'm just going to set up a new game on the minimal database with just one crappy little country, and we'll choose England. And the reason I'm setting up a new game is because what I'm about to show you is only when you first start a new save. When you save your game and restore it at a later date, the option I'm going to show you will not be available. So as you can see in the title, this is about preset tactics. So when you first start a game, and I believe this is only available on more so the updates. I don't think this is available on the ODB, or it might be, but I think you've got to do something in the editor or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure on my ODB install I couldn't do it. So we'll hypothetically just take over Arsenal. So this is on the current update. So very straightforward thing. So when you go to tactics, okay, load preset. So load preset tactics. Now you can load, which is load a normal tactic, and in my save tactics, but the preset tactics, I'll explain what preset tactics are. All these tactics, these are the tactics that the computer AI use. So that's what I mean by preset tactics. So when you're playing a computer, they tend to use one of these tactics, and not always. They sometimes modify it mid-game. So a very common one that is used on the update by a lot of teams is something close to that. Now you'll notice by that default, that preset default tactic is that the goalkeeper is wib-wobbed. So when you spot the AI, I've got a wib-wobbed player, you think bloody cheating bastards, which is normally the case. So you could theoretically have yourself a little rule in that you can only use a preset tactic, because that way you get the same advantage as the AI, as in a wib-wobbed striker. I read somewhere recently someone had a rule in that whenever they played a game, the only tactic they could use was a default tactic. Now don't get confused between presets and defaults. These are your defaults. I think I pointed out recently on one of my videos where the default 4-4-2, the goalkeeper is wib-wobbed. But these are just your standard default tactics. But a lot of the defaults, they've been altered. See, now let you see the default 4-3-3 is virtually the same as that preset. But the preset, once you save your game, in fact I will show you that in a moment. So these preset tactics, so some of them you may look, some of them with the updates are no longer apply, but I think it's got to be remained the same name. So sweeper, let's say sweeper V1. See, now that's not a sweeper, is it? That's clearly not a sweeper. But always double check, because they're not all completely set up. Sweeper is particularly one, as you can see that the team instructions are not set up. I'm not sure if, see, they've clearly got individual instructions on this sweeper inspired one. Let's just have a look at that passing again. So, yeah, that all seems about right. Yep. So some of these presets, some of them, I've never even properly looked at them all, to be honest with you, but some of them are fucking awful. Sweeper default. Some of them though, it's worth testing. Defensive counter. Fucking hell. Now, that's an ironic tactic actually, because I hadn't looked at that before. Friend of mine, Andrew Vince, he set up a tactic, and it was something like that, if I remember rightly, and I think he called it resistance, as in resistance of all that back line, but you can tell that that's clearly a defensive counter. I don't quite understand defensive counter and then the mentality is attacking, but who knows, that could work. And once again, that striker is wib-wobbed, as you can see. Let's put you into a little demonstration in. Let's go to 4-4-2 attack and default. Very straightforward. That looks like. Yeah. So there's really, this is a real basic. So I'll tell you what I'll do. So you can see that the load preset is there. It is available. So I'm going to save my game right now, and we'll call it nothing rude. So just the first three letters of our team name, Arsenal. Now, of course, I've still loaded up the game. The game's still loaded up from when I first started it. So we'll go to restart, and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean, and we will restore it. And now I'll go exactly to where we are. and presets is gone. So if you wanna save the presets, what I would suggest doing is load each preset, right? So let's say, for example, this 442, because it's already on the 442, and save it. So save it as and maybe call it 442 attack and default preset, and do that when you first load up the game. Do that to all of them. If you want to do some ongoing testing, because I like to do a lot of testing, I load up a game, I save it at the start of the season, and then I do lots of holiday testing. But I can't test preset tactics because to do holiday testing I've got to keep restoring the game, and you can't get presets. So that's what I would suggest. So a very, very quick and simple video there on preset tactics. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, anything you want to add that I've missed or anything like that, jot it down in the box right there. And if you want anything doing video wise for CM 0102, give us a shout and I will try and do it. No promises. Till next time guys, take it easy.